Shall we start?
Yes, Preet sir. Yes. To see what everyone else has not seen and consider what nobody else has thought is to conduct research in the discipline of genetic engineering and biotechnology, where no one else had ever ventured before. Our esteemed guest speaker of today is a proud, eminent Indian scientist who was the first person in the history to perceive something unseen and act on it in order to comprehend and develop vaccines for humanity. He is renowned for making a substantial contribution to the field of vector-borne diseases and malaria by creating a variety of tools, technologies, and tactics. He is an example to many people all across the world, and the youth of our nation can learn from his entire life through withstand experience. With this note, I, Dr. Dwani Upadhyay, Assistant Professor in Microbiology Department, would like to wish everyone participating in this live webinar a very happy afternoon. I'm honored to welcome Padma Shri award-winning Indian scientist, Professor Dr. Aditya Prasad Das to Parul University. You are being with us today, sir. It is certainly an honor for us. I'm honored to extend a warm welcome to Most Honorable Dr. Ajit Gangwani, sir, Deputy Registrar, and HOD Dr. Girish Babu K, sir, Life Science Department. I also extend a warm greeting to all the faculty members and the aspiring scientists in this live webinar. It will be inspiring you with the life lesson that will motivate you to pursue your objectives with even more zest. Now, I would like to humbly request Most Honorable Professor Ajit Gangwani, sir, to present a welcome address on this auspicious occasion. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, all of you, and on behalf of the Parul University Management and the Faculty of Applied Sciences, so I invite Professor A.T. Prasad to deliver the webinar. As I had seen, like the topic is vector-borne disease and is a major concern now, because when it comes down to the diseases, now we have to, as the topic is saying, living with dengue. So now we are living with a virus basically for last 2 years. And one thing is there that we as a scientist, we as a researcher, and we as an academician need to follow all these guidelines. Secondly, we know to know what public health is, how the role will be, and looking to the profiles and the the other activity Dr. Professor A.T. Das Saab has done. His contribution to the field has been tremendously, more like it is almost more than 71 years, like, he is now and actively into service and giving everything to the mankind. So I welcome you, sir, for this event, and I am very thankful from the bottom of my heart, as well as from the faculty management and the university authorities, you to deliver the, I had a chance to welcome you, sir. It's a very honor down to us to, you had taken down so ample time to schedule and came down and interacting with our young mind students who are there from the field of life sciences, basically biotechnology, biochemistry, and microbiology. This is from my end, and you may just start with the other session.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. You are always inspiring and motivating. Our honorable guest speaker does not require an introduction because he is a shining example of inspiration to the entire country. It gives me great honor to introduce our eminent speaker at this moment of time. Professor Das sir is an Indian biologist with special interest in malaria and vector-borne diseases. He started his career as a scientist in Indian Council of Medical Research and ultimately assumed to the directorship of the Indian Institute of Life Science under the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. After this successful tenure, he resumed the directorship of Regional Medical Research Center for Tribals at Jabalpur. He assumed the directorship of the prestigious National Institute of Malaria Research, New Delhi, which had 12 field stations all over the country with a huge staff strength. He has significantly contributed to the transmission biology of vector-borne diseases. After working in research for more than 35 years at the Institute of Life Science and Indian Council of Medical Research, he joined the Southeast Asia Regional Office of the World Health Organization as a regional advisor and strengthened the programs on the vector-borne diseases, climate change, and research on tropical diseases, etc., at the international level. He developed several technical strategies and guidelines followed by country in Southeast Asia. Dr. Das sir was a pioneer in strengthening and establishing research and academic capacities and networking of centers of excellence in many countries in the Southeast Asia region. Dr. Das sir is a former Vice Chancellor of Central University of Tamil Nadu and currently he is a Vice Chancellor of the Asian Institute of Public Health University, Bhubaneswaram, since September 2020. According to Vidwan, the National Network for the Research and Experts, Professor Aditya Prasad Das sir has authored 320 publications. In addition, he has co-authored 699 publications. He is a fellow of National Academy of Science, fellow and life member of prominent of all the Academy of Sciences, Medical Sciences, Society for Malaria and Other Communicable Diseases, Zoological Society, Environmental Science, Parasitological Society, Society of Microbiologists, and founder life member of National Academy of Vector-Borne Diseases of India. His successful research uncommittable qualities has brought laurel to him as a proud of the country, and he has been awarded with many prestigious professional awards and honors as Rajiv Gandhi Foundation Award from His Excellency the Governor of Orissa, Rashtriya Gaurav Award by the Indian International Friendship Society, Lifetime Achievement Award by International Association of Educators for the World Peace, the Dr. A.P. Ray Award by the Director General Health Services, Government of India, to name few. Recognizing his remarkable contributions to society, the Government of India recommended him for the highest civilian award, Padma Shri, in Science and Engineering, and the Honorable President of India honored with him with Padma Shri Award on 21st March 2022. It's my privilege and honor to invite Professor Dr. Aditya Prasad Das sir to deliver his talk and enlighten us with his encyclopedia of knowledge and lifelong experiences. Sir, we would be honored to understand the concept of living with dengue. Please, sir. I request you, Professor Das, sir, kindly begin with the talk.
Yeah. Just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. I think my slides are visible now. My slides are visible?
No, sir. Still not.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay.
I request
No,
you to
my
please
slides
share
are
it
visible
again.
or not?
No, sir.
The slides are visible now?
No, sir. I request you kindly share it again, sir. Please.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Gawane. organizer for giving me opportunity come over here and interact with you for a while. As you said, the topic is living with dengue. The topic title itself speaks many things. Do you know Dr. Gangwani that on COVID-19? Now we are trying to learn how to live with COVID-19. Dengue is a disease. It came long back in the day. Since there is no antiviral drug for dengue, defense only preventive measure, we must learn how to live with the dengue when it is here. You see from where dengue has come. The answer of dengue virus has been postulated to have emerged about 1,000 years ago, non-human primates and mosquitoes, and transferred to humans occurred independently a few hundred years ago. The virus was first isolated in 1953 in India. The first endemic clinical dengue-like illness was recorded in Chennai way back in 1780, and the first virologically isolated, virologically endemic dengue fever occurred in Kolkata 1963-64. The word dengue is derived from a Swahili phrase like dinga pepo, meaning cramp-like seizure. The term dengue fever came into general use only after 1828. There are many major outbreaks earlier. Like we have Ramayana in India, in Thailand, they also have Ramayana. They call it Ramkian. Here there's a picture from their text of Ramkian in Thailand, that when the demon Ravan was fighting with the mosquitoes at that time. It shows that we know about mosquitoes in Asia long back. Now, what are the factors responsible for emergence of dengue in Asia? That we know that the ecological disturbances create ideal conditions for Aedes aegypti breeding. Dengue, chikungunya, and Zika, we know they are all transmitted by Aedes mosquitoes, and the Aedes are devastating mosquitoes. And also due to demographic change and rapid urbanization. And World War II created a lot of movement of indigenous population, foreign soldiers and expatriates, and facilitated the spread of dengue in Asian countries. As we know, there are 4 serotypes of dengue: dengue 1, 2, 3, and 4. A viral infection. It's a viral infection which is caused by dengue virus with 4 serotypes, but there is no cross immunity. That means the antibodies against one serotype will not confer against the other, but may pose higher risk of dengue hemorrhagic fever. There are no drugs, as I said, no vaccines, no antiviral drugs till now, no effective vaccine. One vaccine is there, but it's not that effective. So we do not have any effective vaccine. We do not have any antiviral drugs for dengue. And among the 4 serotypes, there are also subtypes and genotypes, like dengue 1 has 3 genotypes, dengue 2 has 2, dengue 3 has 4, and dengue 4 has 4 genotypes. Now, if you see the World Health Organization, the entire world is divided into 6 regions. Number 1, this one you see is the African region. This is the European region, and this green portion is the Eastern Mediterranean region. Yellow is the African region, and this one is Southeast Asian region, and this portion is Western Pacific region. So entire world is divided into 6 regions, 6 WHO regions, and where India comes in Southeast Asia region. And this is the Southeast region. It consists of 11 countries like India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Thailand, Indonesia, Timor-Leste, and Deep Korea. If you see the WHO data, 52% of all dengue cases come from the Southeast Asia region and 48% from the other region. When you mix together, add together the Southeast Asia region and Asia Pacific region, making the total Asian countries, they contribute to 72, in total Asian countries, 72% population are at risk for dengue as compared to 28% risk elsewhere in the world. This is the how dengue progressed over the years. You can see 1943, 40 to 59, very few, very hardly there are any dengue. Then it comes 80 to 89, 90 to 99, and see 2000 to 2003, you can see dengue almost everywhere. Now you see how the dengue virus spread over Asia. This, if you see, like tsunami, earthquake, we have an epicenter. Dengue in Indonesia are considered to be the epicenter. And from the epicenter, it spreads everywhere and intensity becomes weaker from the epicenter. Now, if you see, during 1950 and 69, as I said, Indonesia and Thailand and this portion was, dengue was endemic. And then gradually, when the year progressed, it has 1970 to 79, it has come to Myanmar and Bangladesh and other places. Then during 1980 and 2011, it has come to India, Pakistan, Nepal, and everywhere. And today, if you see, it is everywhere. Now you see the endemic of dengue fever in Asia, 50 to 69, as I have shown you, then 70 to 79, and 80, after 80, it has gone everywhere, almost everywhere. But till 2004, Bhutan never reported dengue till 2004. Also, Nepal reported dengue for the first time in 2006. It is because the impact of global warming, because before 2004, the temperature, the minimum temperature in Nepal and Bhutan was not encouraging the growth of the virus in the vector mosquitoes. Therefore, dengue was not reported. But in here, after 2004, two countries which never reported dengue had also reported dengue. If you come to India, see the situation in 1991, only three pockets, dengue was found, only 3 small pockets. 1996, it has gone up. 2001, further gone up. 2006, further gone up. By 2013, dengue was almost. So it was the global trend of the dengue. You can see how it is increasing in 2019 as compared to, say, around 2010. So 2020 and 2021, I have marked it in red because the reporting was not that serious because of the COVID outbreak. All the systems were working on for COVID-19, and dengue reporting and dengue surveillance suffer. So if you see, the average number of dengue cases reported per year, I have taken a 9-year average, and there is a 400% increase from 2000 to 2030. And there is 600% increase from 1999 to 2019. So this is the serious, how dengue is spreading, how serious dengue, if it is combated. And then you see the region-wise, WHO, this portion, this blue portion is Southeast Asia region. The majority of the dengue cases come from the Southeast Asia region. And when you add the Western Pacific region, maximum cases are from the ASEAN countries. This is the dengue situation in Southeast Asia region, as I have said, including India. And these are the cases And I have already shown how in Southeast Asian countries, the dengue cases increased over threefold over the last decade, from 0.19 million cases in 2011 to over 0.4 cases in and 0.68 million cases in 2019. This is how dengue is increasing. And among the countries, Brazil contributes the largest number of cases, followed by Indonesia, Vietnam, and all other Asian countries. If you see the incidence per 100,000 population over the years, this gives you a picture, and maximum was from Maldives, then Sri Lanka, and India is also not placed. You see the population, the number of cases will be quite high if you consider number of population versus cases. Now, if you see the global distribution of the serotypes, from the very big, I said, dengue serotypes. Initially, in 1970, dengue 1 and dengue 2 was found in America, but in Asia, all serotypes dengue 1, 2, 3, 4 were found. But in Africa, only dengue 1 is found. Now, distribution, how serotypes are distributed throughout the world, if you see, is in 1971, dengue 2 has come from this place to then 1975, dengue 1 come like this, and again 1970, see dengue 1, 1979, dengue 2, and 1980, dengue 3, again dengue 2, again dengue 2, dengue 3, dengue 3, and today by 2012, you can see all serotypes everywhere in the world. So this is how the serotypes has gone everywhere. Now it has become endemic, and we have to learn, we must learn how to live with dengue. So if you see the dengue by age groups, see there is epidemiological change in dengue. There is a change in the epidemiology of dengue over the years. If you take 1996, most of the dengue cases were found below the age of 15. But if when you take the data in 2006, after 10 years, you can see the most of the cases are found 15 to 35 age group. This is an epidemiological shift over the years. And then here you can see the same by 2002 to 2021, from 10 to 35 years was the most vulnerable population. And if you see the dengue deaths, most of the dengue deaths are from 5 to 50 years. During male and female, there are various reports from various countries, and they say that in Brazil, 78% of women, they suffer from dengue, and from Colombia, 70%. But dengue in other places, females are 57% and 42% suffer dengue. So this switch off, which is disturbing me repeatedly. Okay, now this is the cases and deaths in India. If you see the number of cases, but not low. These are called a case fatality rate. Case is excess, and as a pandemic form, the fatality rate 18%. Now it has come down to less than 1%. This is how dengue has become pandemic. Then you see the incidence of dengue cases. Dengue cases come after the mosquito population rises. How the mosquito population will rise? When the rainy season will come, rains will be there, water collection will be there, and after the water collection, mosquito population will build, dengue cases will go. This the correlation height along season. This is the data from Indonesia. In Indonesia, dengue season is December to February, and you see the dengue cases in February. But in Myanmar and Sri Lanka, dengue season is May, June, July, August, and similarly you see the cases that this is just to show the correlation between the dengue cases and monsoon. Now, if you see mortality difference, you can see if you take dengue, it has become endemic, and in mortality, the case fatality rate has come down drastically. The dengue to TB is too much, and compared to other diseases, childhood diseases, malaria, tropical diseases, HIV, dengue is very small. But the incidence, when you see, the dengue incidence is highest in the world as compared to malaria and other diseases. Incidence, deaths are less, is a good sign that people are not dying due to dengue nowadays because of its endemic. And we have one population have understood how to live with dengue. Now, disease burden, if you see, there are more than 1.3 billion people live in dengue endemic areas in 10 countries in Southeast Asia, except DPR Korea. This contributes to more than half of the global burden, and there has been an increase in both scale and frequency of dengue outbreaks in the region during the past decades. Only 5 countries, India, Indonesia, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Thailand of the region are among the 30 countries who contribute maximum number of dengue cases. And the estimates are based on a 5-year study, 2008 to 12. There is one mission which says cases. What I showed earlier, reported government cases which are done by various epidemiologists, various scientists. The reporting incidence of dengue is as low as 4 per 100,000 population 2012. Estimate cases 2012 was 53 per 100,000 population, and 53 to 58.83 per 100,000. This is report officially. If it reported 4, when it reported 4 cases in 100,000 population or 1 lakh population, then the estimated could be 58 cases per population. The median of dengue treatment for serologically confirmed hospitalized cases is $432 US. If you see the case in modern malaria and dengue, we say malaria is a very important disease. Dengue is the most important mosquito-borne viral disease. Malaria and dengue, there are 3 billion population at risk malaria, as to 3.9 people are at risk due to dengue, and 97 countries endemic for malaria. In comparison, 129 countries endemic for dengue worldwide, and infections are like there. Severe cases are less in dengue as compared to, and are also less. So the Indian dengue control by many ways has to harness 3 components: human beings, virus, and vector. Vector surveillance and stored behavior and control, surveillance of the virus, that is also do the serotyping, and so when the human being is affected by dengue, do the proper care management so there is no damage to the human being who is infected by it. When you see the population, as I said, is directly related to rainfall. See, when the before dengue cases come here, see the red one. Before the dengue cases, I think 2 months before the dengue cases, mosquito population build-up is there. And before that 2 months of mosquito population, rain is there. So first rain comes, rain precipitates mosquito breeding, mosquito population goes up, And when mosquito population goes up, after 6 weeks of mosquito population going up, dengue cases appear, reaching its peak. And when mosquito populations come down, dengue cases also come down. Now there are different criteria to categorize into dengue epidemic 1, first stage, second stage, third stage. Here I want to see, because we know when dengue comes, dengue can lead to dengue hemorrhagic fever and it can lead to dengue shock syndrome. But when you see, there are two estimates. One estimate, if there are 1.9 million cases of dengue in the community, there will be 530,000 cases or 5,30,000 cases of dengue. And out of 5,30,000 cases, only 7,900 cases can develop severe dengue. And out of this, only 24 can die. This is a very clear study done in Thailand when I was working in the World Health Organization. See what they have taken. They have taken 10,000 dengue infection in a hospital. Out of the 10,000, 9,000 cases are asymptomatic. They did not have any fever. They did not have any rash. They did not have anything. There is no symptom to know that they are having dengue. But out of 10,000, 1,000 cases were symptomatic. They had fever, some had rashes, some had other symptoms, etc. Out of this 1,000, 500 had viral syndrome, means they had virus, some minor rash, something like that, but no fever. But out of this 1,400 developed dengue fever. Out of this, only 100 developed dengue hemorrhagic fever. Out of 100 dengue hemorrhagic fever, only 1 or 2 developed dengue shock syndrome. So there is nothing to panic about that. And this dengue shock syndrome can also be managed very successfully. So out of 1,000, chances of getting dengue shock syndrome is only 1 or 2. There is another estimation of dengue burden in India, which was a collaborative study done by India and USA. There is a Brandeis University from USA. CRM Madurai was there, Incline was there, National Institute of Health and Family Welfare were there. They did a study, and briefly, I don't want to go to the details to take a lot of time. See the expenditure, the number of cases. When the number of cases were reported as 50,000, the actual number of cases are you can see 14 million. So this is the gap between reported cases and estimated cases. And then if you see the expenditure for total expenditure for dengue was 2,722 crores per year. See the huge annual direct medical cost for dengue in India. And if somebody suffers from dengue and hospitalized, minimum expenditure will be 21,610 rupees. This was by an estimated, it was published in the newspaper, paper also. Now come to the vector part. Dengue is caused by viruses. We have studied the virus outbreak, virus surveillance, how they cause mortality, how they cause severe dengue. Now come to vectors, how they come to transmitted from man to man. Mosquito through mosquito. So as I said, Aedes mosquitoes are known to transmit dengue, chikungunya, and Zika, and yellow fever, which is not found in India. The 2 species of Aedes which are predominant in these Asian countries and transmit dengue, they are Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. These are the 2 species. It is very easy to differentiate between Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. All Aedes mosquitoes are day-biting. Other mosquitoes like Anopheles, Culex, Mansonia, they bite during night. They cannot bite during day. But Aedes are a group, only group of mosquitoes who are known as day biters. So when you see a mosquito with 1 white band here, it is Aedes albopictus and nothing else. But when you see multiple white bands here, 2 white bands, then again another 2, it is Aedes aegypti. So this is how broadly you can differentiate between these 2 mosquitoes which transmit the disease. All the mosquito species are found all over Asian countries that you can see. Dengue is the most important vector-borne viral disease in human beings. As I said, vectors are 2 bacteria. The eggs of this mosquito can remain viable for a very long time. Mosquito can bite several persons, especially Aedes aegypti. There is one mosquito, it can transmit to many people because it takes a little blood from somebody, then jumps to another person, take another little small amount of blood to another person to take small amount of blood to another person, take small amount of blood. Like this, in one full meal, it will bite in 10 to 12% to complete the stomach. So one Aedes aegypti is infected can transmit dengue to several people who have one Aedes albopictus can bite one person at a time and take the full blood meal. So if it is Aedes aegypti, infected Aedes aegypti, it can transmit to more than 10 persons, but Aedes albopictus can transmit only to one person. So there are several social and environmental factors. And as they said, Bhutan and Nepal, they reported dengue after 2004. So climate change effect has great effect on dengue outbreak. As you know, dengue is a dengue, chikungunya. These are climate sensitive diseases. And adult Aedes, they made and take the first blood meal after 48 hours. They bite throughout the day with the 2 peaks in the dawn, early morning, and in the dusk. Females engorge on blood in order to develop their eggs. They need, because only female mosquitoes, they bite the human beings to take the blood because they need the mammalian protein, blood protein, to develop their eggs. So they take up to 4 times of their body weight. How much blood they take? A mosquito, an Aedes, can take blood from a human being, which is 4 times of their own body weight. Each complete blood meal may involve many hosts. As I said a few minutes back, an infected Aedes aegypti takes a longer time to be fully engorged. Aedes aegypti host preference means it only prefers to bite human man than animals, but albopictus is both man and animals. This aegypti females frequent, and single female can lay 60 to 100 eggs, and they skip oviposition to prevent overcrowding. Suppose one mosquito is going to lay egg in an area, but already more eggs are there. It will avoid that place, go to another water collection and lay their eggs, so the eggs can hatch and more mosquitoes can come out. Now, the aegypti, they are endophilic, they rest indoors, rest in objects, but albopictus is exophilic and rest outdoors. And their main breeding place is water storage containers and discarded containers and tires, domestic appliances, plastic discarded things. This is the Aedes aegypti. It can breed in overhead tanks, any water collection on these, in the in passages in the roof, and wherever there is a water collection of 1 rupee coin size, Aedes can breed there. And these are the places where Aedes aegypti can breed. When you take coconut, throw it, and there the water collection will be there, and Aedes can breed. Aedes aegypti can breed there. But while Aedes albopictus, it has specific breeding place. It's a sylvatic species. It loves nature. It wants to breed where nature. Now, how you prevent dengue? Now, the only method to prevent dengue is the control dengue, combat the vectors, and stop man-mosquito contact to prevent the transmission between mosquito and man-to-man through the mosquitoes. And we have 3 main control methods: environmental management, chemical control, biological control. We have to try this control. What we are now? We are doing space. There is government to spell send pumps to spray like smoke, etc. Smoke like spray, fogging will be there, and perimeter targeted source reduction through community participation. If community will not be in, then the dengue vectors cannot be controlled. That is why we say dengue is everybody's problem. It is not only a problem of the health department. It is a problem of the school students. It is a problem of the college students. It is a problem of every department of the government. Everyone should be involved in this. So we say dengue is everybody's concern, not only any particular agency's concern. The dengue vector control options are there. Spray is there. Here also we empty the water collection every week. And biological control, we have fish, we have bacteria, and we have two new methods are coming up. Also, there are two major new vector control technologies are coming. One is RID release insect with dominant lethal, and then Wolbachia is also introduced to stop the development of Wolbachia. Is a species, a bacteria which is present almost all insects, but there are certain Wolbachia which prevent the development of the virus, dengue virus, in the mosquitoes. This is now used in Australia, used in Indonesia, used in some other countries. India is going to test it in a large scale, and maybe within coming 5 years, we can have we may use this in India also. Now, these are the different insecticides used. I am not going to the details because it itself is a 1 hour lecture. So generally what we use is pyrethroids and organophosphorus compounds, which are used for control of mosquitoes. Now we have a global strategy for dengue. The global strategy has the improved diagnosis, emphasizes on improved diagnosis, case management, early detection, case classification, and integrated vector management. We don't have a active vaccine today, and decentralized dengue control program everywhere. This is what the dengue global strategy said. The integrated vector management has A, B, C, D, means main objective are to reduce adult longevity, bring contaminants, and density. We have, when World Health Organization, I conducted the training of the trainers on integrated vector management. Trainers there in Sri Lanka, all representatives, all countries were there. This was field visit in Thailand, taking and participants to the field to show how dengue the PD work we conducted, and their commitments in the world committed to control dengue, and there are many new promised tools are coming up, new insecticides are coming up, insecticide treated materials are coming up, biological control agents like Wolbachia, copepores, they are coming up, genetic control is coming up, slow release formulation is coming up, ovi traps are coming up, many new things are coming up. I think we'll win over dengue in due course in future, but it will take some time. Now we have if we control Aedes aegypti, we have side benefits. We can control dengue, not only dengue, we can control yellow fever, which of course is not found in India, in other countries. We can control chikungunya, we can control Zika, we can control epidemic polyarthritis. Because Aedes aegypti transmits all these diseases. We have a lack of research and development for neglected tropical diseases. Dengue is a neglected tropical disease, and as you know, the high capital cost to undertake research and development and the long time between R&D investment and commercialization of the resulting technology is the main drawback. R&D investment not appropriable for neglected tropical diseases. That is the reason there is. So, for example, out of 150 new therapeutic products registered in 2000 to 2011, only 37, means 4%, were indicated for neglected tropical diseases. Similarly, 148,000 clinical trials registered in December 31st, 2011. Only 2,000 cases, that is 1%, were for neglected tropical diseases. These are always neglected. We have to take care of it accordingly. So there is also threat of insecticide resistance, which are used for the control. For example, in Assam, we have found that Aedes albopictus has developed resistance to DDT, deltamethrin, malathion are of course susceptible. The WHO pesticide evaluation scheme has recommended tested and recommended some new products which are gradually going to be followed by all countries. Now you see, dengue vaccine, as I told, there is no vaccine. Development of dengue vaccines began in 1920s, but was hindered by the need to create immunity against all 4 dengue serotypes. What you need for a dengue vaccine? Why you don't have a vaccine? Because as I told you, dengue has 4 serotypes, dengue 1, 2, 3, 4. Each serotype has again subtypes. Therefore, you have to develop a vaccine for dengue 1, another vaccine for dengue 2, another for dengue 3, another for dengue 4, mixed together, then develop a tetravalent vaccine. That is the difficulty. For the last 2 decades, efforts to develop safe and effective vaccines to prevent dengue infections have faced several challenges, mostly related to the complexity of conducting long-term studies to evaluate vaccine efficacy and safety to rule out the risk of induced dengue, hemorrhagic fever, and dengue succession, particularly in children, age group of children below 5 years. At least 7 dengue vaccines have undergone different phases of clinical trials, and today, Denvaxia is currently the only licensed vaccine, but phase 3 clinical trials with 2 other vaccines are currently ongoing with promising results. Let's wait and see when the results will come. Now, antiviral drugs, we have tried chloroquine. Chloroquine is not to be an antiviral drug, and balaprevir, but they did not work for dengue. That was, we could not succeed in getting successful results as antiviral drugs for dengue. Now, why dengue is, what are the major drivers to increasing of dengue? I have shown initially how 600 times increase, 400 times increase. Why? Because of demographic changes. Demographic changes like population growth, urbanization, land use pattern, then modern transportation, increased movement of people and goods, changes in public health policy, lack of vector control. They are responsible for the major drivers of the dengue. If you see the global population, this is the predicted population from 1950 to 2050, and you see the less developed regions population is like this, but in the more developed regions, the population is coming up like this. And urban growth in Asian countries, you can see the 1950, then 1980 and 2010, how it has developed in Asian countries like Bangkok, Jakarta, Manila, and Dhaka. The changing pattern of epidemiology, I have told you from the very beginning how the age group, the epidemiology of dengue changes. Earlier it was in children, now it can affect all age groups. So there is a changing pattern of dengue epidemiology. The challenges for dengue prevention, even if we know how dengue can be controlled, how the mosquitoes can be controlled, the challenges are 15 breeding places. They breed in such hidden places, you cannot find out where they breed. If you do not know where the mosquitoes are laying the eggs, how can you control them? And underground systems, septic tanks, mine shafts, flooded basements, storm drains and rain gutters, there are many other places like that. And insecticide resistance is also a challenge for prevention of dengue. Now, challenges are like high sensitive and specific rapid diagnostic tests better than NS1 antigen. We have NS1 antigen. If NS1 antigen is negative, you cannot say that the person is not having dengue. So it is not very specificity is less. So we need better test results, diagnostic kits to test dengue. Predictors for severe disease. Can we predict which dengue case can develop the severe disease? How to sustain the low CFR? We have, as I said, when dengue came as a pandemic form, this case fatality rate was 18%, more than 18%. Now it is less than 1%. It is even less than 0.5%. Can we sustain this low case fatality rate is also a challenge. Vaccine development, we need a good vaccine for that. And we need a antiviral drug for dengue. So these are the challenges that I have already said. Global warming, cryptic breeding pressure, I have already said that. And just in a summary, I wanted to show you in this slide. So to raise awareness is most important for dengue. As I said, dengue is everybody's concern, not only health department's concern. So ASEAN, there are 10 ASEAN countries. They have declared 15th June as the Dengue Day. The Dengue Day is celebrated in Asian countries to create awareness among policymakers, among publics, and among everybody. And they have action against dengue, calling for action from all, shifting from reactive to proactive measures. What do we do? When dengue outbreak comes, we become reactive. oh, dengue has come up, let us control it, let us control the mosquitoes. No. When the mosquito population is coming up, when the rainy season has come, expect mosquito population build up, then try to control from that side. You have a proactive approach so that mosquito population will not rise and dengue will not happen. That is the reason Indonesia, which contributes large number of dengue cases, has a political very political high political support to the highest level. They have a national task force for dengue, and same thing in Sri Lanka also. They had a eradication of. They are thinking of eradicating the dengue. This is what the Sri Lankan president said. This commitment should come from the highest level. Now the global strategy is being made from 2021 2030. It will come anytime. To the draft objectives are to build capacity in the country to detect, prevent, and respond to dengue outbreaks, and to reduce the dengue incidence by 25%, and again further to 90%, and technical elements, diagnosis, integrated surveillance. So the strategy is coming, having everything, how to approach dengue control. You might have seen, just to say that if you see the picture on the left side on the top. Yes, Sopra, he died because of dengue on 23rd, 23rd October 12. And this is Madam Gandhi, who suffered from dengue. And there are 3 Bollywood celebrities suffered from dengue. Dengue kills RLD chief Munna Singh, something like that. Means dengue virus or any other vector-borne disease, they do not differentiate between the VIP or non-VIP or the common man. They can affect anybody. This one I can show you that I went to Bali in some time back to conduct the technical advisory group of the on dengue. All world experts came. So I was organizing that in Bali because Bali was in Indonesia, and in Asia, Indonesia is the country which contributes to the highest number of dengue cases. And in Indonesia, Bali province was contributing the highest number. So I was conducting there. When I was coming back, Sundil Sethi was also coming back. We met him in the airport lounge. And when my secretary introduced me to him, he came and said, because by that time they know about Yas Chopra's death due to dengue, he said he has an NGO they can support for dengue. So this was the commitment, how people are aware. But this awareness should go to the grassroots level to have that. Now, at the end, this is the end of my talk. I want to thank all my colleagues working with me in different organizations which I headed in the past. I owe them a lot for my collaboration with me. I thank all of them at the end. Thank you all for giving a good lesson. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words and encyclopedia of knowledge. You yourself is an epitome of research. So thank you so much, sir. Now I have a list of these 2 questions from the various students. So with the due respect, I would like to ask them. Shall I ask, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. So the first question is from the student that, as you said, there are various challenges in developing vaccines against the dengue. The dengue vaccine is still not administered much in the public, and we have heard about some side effects against the dengue vaccine. So what would be the future of the development of vaccine against the dengue?
Dengue is one vaccine which is developed and which have some problem, and only the European Council has registered it. That is the reason why in Asia it has not been registered. And then when you use a vaccine, you should give us sufficient protection for that. So once we are not sure of then is one vaccine. There are 7 vaccines are under trial. As you know, for a vaccine to come for human use, it just undergo phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4 trial. and then toxicity test, then it will come for public use. So we have to wait for dengue vaccine. Many industries are trying to develop a vaccine. Like for COVID, we had a vaccine. As I said, for dengue, our problem is we have 4 serotypes. We have to, that is the problem, challenge for developing a vaccine. But industries are working, and we are hopeful. In science, there is nothing impossible. So we must hope that within coming 5 to 10 years, we'll have good dengue vaccines without any side effects. Okay.
Thank you so much for this answer. So there is another question. Can
Yes,
we
please.
use all the different genotypes of the dengue against the vaccine dose?
No, that is the problem of development of the vaccine. Had there been only one virus for dengue, vaccine would have been developed long back. We have 4 vaccines, 4 serotypes. In the 4 serotypes, there are also genotypes. Those are creating problems. Those issues are to be sorted out.
Yeah.
They have to develop vaccines for one serotype, which will act against all genotypes under that. So this is under process, as I said. It will take some time, and before coming 5 to 10 years, we cannot say which vaccine will be useful, which vaccine can be introduced. We have to wait for that.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. One question.
Okay. Yes.
Sir, that we have heard about genetically modified mosquitoes released by US California, which could be the possible solution for mosquito vector diseases. Kindly enlighten us regarding the same.
Definitely. It's a very good question. See, genetic control of mosquitoes is not new. The idea is not new. The techniques are new. We have 1970 to 75. We had a huge project supported by WHO and jointly done by WHO and ICMR in Delhi. Genetic control of mosquito project. What happened? The idea is you develop male mosquitoes, sterile male mosquitoes, and release them in the field. They will go to natural female, and the eggs laid will be. But what happened? They did it in the large scale. This was a 5-year project. They did it in large scale in Haryana. They released lakhs and lakhs of sterilized male mosquitoes, but they failed to compete with the natural males available there. So the project was a failure. But this time, genetic control of mosquitoes is not that technique of producing males. Here is another ideal. You manipulate the mosquitoes so that the mating will be same. The competition will be the same. So that has been done in certain places. They have developed some development in the university. Then field trial in a limited form will be there. There also phase 1, phase 2 trials will be there. Then they will see the side effects on the non-target species, non-mosquitoes and non-mosquito species, and then they will do that. So it takes time. It will take some time to do that. If it is really effective, it will come to Asian countries. And another method, Ulbecha, which I have said, this has already been successful proved in Australia and Indonesia and some other countries. And India has taken those things. The trial is undertaken by the Vector Control Research Center, Pondicherry. Once the trials are over, if they are also effective against Indian mosquitoes, then why not? Ulbecha biological control can come to India also. Okay.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. There is one more question.
Yes.
The student has read somewhere that female mosquito identify human by carbon dioxide released by them due to respiration. So if we prepare some patches to absorb the carbon dioxide releases by us, can it be possible idea to avoid the mosquito bite here?
Very interesting question. Now I have to say that, see, the mosquitoes are attracted to men, female mosquitoes, they are attracted to men, human beings, by several factors. One is carbon dioxide, then the odor of the skin, color of the skin, there are several factors. But one is definitely carbon dioxide. There is a book called Natural, I want to tell the particular student who is asking the question, there is a book named Natural History of Mosquitoes by Yates, Y-A-T-E-S. It was written by late 1940s. such a nice book. If you start reading it, you cannot leave it by completing it. It shows how mosquitoes are attracted to human beings. But definitely carbon dioxide is one of the important factors which determines the attraction of female mosquitoes to human beings. You can manipulate carbon dioxide, but carbon dioxide is extracted everywhere from the skin. How many patches you will use? That people have also tried, but one or two patches will not be able to help to regulate the carbon dioxide to rather than why not to use a deterrent. In the immense mosquito, there are many mosquito repellents are also available. You can put it one on your skin, mosquitoes repel. So there are several lists, but carbon dioxide is definitely one component which attracts female mosquitoes to come to human beings.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, we are having the next question. I'm really very sorry for the same.
No, it's good. I'm happy. I'm happy to answer the questions. Yes. It means people have listened to my talk. Yes,
right,
tell me.
Sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So the next question is, there is an information that some fish which can eat larva of mosquito.
Yes,
but
that
what
is called
about the
gambusia.
Yes, gambusia. Yeah. What about the idea of using the species to avoid the mosquito larva in the stagnant water?
Yes, they're right. There are two exotic fishes which are used not only Aedes mosquito, all mosquito larvae. They eat them also. They prefer to eat mosquito larvae. One is Gambusia affinis, the other one is Poecilla reticulata. So these two Gambusia fish, they are already used in the urban situation. For if you go to Bangalore, in Mangalore and Bangalore urban situations, for urban malaria control, they use these fishes only, and they successfully control the mosquitoes. So, but where you use these fishes? See, I have told you, wherever there is a water collection of 1 rupee coin size water collection, even on the banana leaves, you have banana plant in your house. There is a banana leaf. There is a small water collection on the size of 1 rupee coin. The Aedes will go and breed there. Can you release fish there? No. So in certain cases where it is feasible, you can use there. But it's not feasible, you cannot use fish and you can use some other methods. But the tanks where the mosquito breeding will be there, you can release fish. This is released for malaria. They control Anopheles stephensi larvae, and they can control Aedes larvae also. These are used wherever feasible, already used in program.
Thank you. Thank you so much. There is very interesting question from a BSc student who was listening you.
Very good, very good.
It was said that Aedes aegypti are not very good flyer. Hence, can we protect ourselves from the dengue if we are living in highly raised buildings?
Yes. Now I am to tell the student. See, when I was a student, I was told by my teacher that when you are going to stay in a hotel, you prefer 9th floor, 10th floor, some topmost floors, so that mosquitoes will not reach you, because they cannot fly to that extent. But now this is not the case. The mosquitoes go to the first floor, they establish their colony there, then within 15 days they go to the next second floor, establish their colony there. Another 2 months they go to the fourth, establish their colony there. Another 2 go to the floor. Like that they go. Now you go stay anywhere in any floor, you will find Aedes mosquito. Aedes mosquitoes are very highly adaptable. They are small flyers. They cannot fly a long distance like 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers at a stage they cannot fly. But by some they will go establish. Then another 2 weeks they'll go up, establish, like that they will do it. So this was also studied exclusively.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. One last question from a student, that as Aedes aegypti is a common vector for both chick virus and dengue virus, so can a person got injected by both the diseases at the same time?
This is called as mixed infection. It is happens, not very, not always, but few cases they have missed infections of dengue and chikungunya. It is reported in hospitals. In India also, they can happen, but dengue and chikungunya, they come rarely together. But they can be infected. One person can be infected by both the viruses. Even one mosquito can bite with both the viruses. There is no problem for that. It is happening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, one question is that.
Tell me, no problem. Tell me.
This is not the technical question, but students, they are very eager to talk with you. So they want to know that they want to know about the challenges you must have faced while working as a regional advisor in the WHO. So
challenges are many. Challenges are many. See, you have to be that was a diplomatic position. I was a science diplomat there. The challenges, I'll give one challenge, and not to be quoted, and it should not go to the YouTube. Maybe I'll discuss the challenges in person. It is not wise to tell the challenges, and the challenges are very delicate also. Okay, there are many challenges, and it's not easy to work there with many countries. You have to work with many countries. We have to look the sentiments of every country, and so many things are there. I'll tell you, there may be like South Korea, North Korea, they don't on each other, but you have to manage them. So I'll tell you later, maybe when you meet personally, I will share these experiences one-to-one, not to be recorded, not to be... Okay.
Right, sir, thank you. Sir, what piece of advice would you like to give to the listeners and the viewers today?
If you take research as your career, you take it seriously and do hard work. Nothing can substitute hard work. As you say, the hard work and single-minded devotion brings in fabulous dividends. So one has to work very hard, very truthful to science, then you'll get success to get a research career.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving the comprehensive answers and the blessings. You are a paragon of a true success to the world, a role model, and your entire life is a source of inspiration to all the young scientists, intellects, and despite of so many odds and obstacles, you constantly worked hard with a great determination and still working with the same enthusiasm. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request Professor Ajit Gangwani, sir, Deputy Registrar of Parul University, to kindly provide a small vote of thanks to the eminent speaker of today. Please, sir.
So again, so it was a very interactive session, and as before the lecture, you have talked about public health, vector-borne diseases are a major concern now. And you can see a lot of funding agency like WHO, and sir have also been a member of that, and ICMR. They are giving a lot of priorities now for the public health matters which are more concerned, and as we are going up, and your expertise, your subject of interest, and the other things which you have contributed in the field of sciences for the vector-borne disease is a very vast study to be done, and still we have to take care of. And there were live examples during the lecture series what you have done. So, sir, again, I am very thankful for you, accepting our invitations and being a part of this webinar and giving an enlightening knowledge and the scientific approach towards the vector-borne diseases sectors, the major concern, because we as an entomologist also has to think about what are the different cycles, which stages this, the bites of insects may be going down and may relate down to any vector-borne diseases. And again, Dhoni madam has invited you to our university, sir. So if sometimes you happen to coming down to the west region of India, whether it's somewhere in Gujarat or Rajasthan, so please do come. So because we do as a university as a whole, we are trying to do the NEP and the other multidisciplinary research approach in our university. So that is the reason why we have a very good amalgamation of all the branches of sciences, basically from leaving the dental and education, we do have everything, sir. So if you can come down and have a visit to the institute as well as our university and see how we are growing and our expertise may help us to promote, because we do have an hospital which is 650 plus bedded, and we have a lot of things to be done, like, in public health sectors and other things. So again, once again, sir, I'm very thankful on behalf of the Parul University, the management and faculty of applied sciences, that you have spared your valuable time and interacted with the students concerned, and whatever the queries the students had, the question what they had in their mind was clear by your deliberations, whatever you have done during the course of your time. So thank you once again, sir. And this is just a request, like, whenever you are free, please see to that you can interact with some of our postgraduate as well as our PhD scholars who are there. So that will be of some help to the society again. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, I extend gratitude to the Das sir and the Professor Ajit Gangwani sir also. Thank you so much, sir. As requested by the Professor Ajit Gangwani sir, again, I request you that whenever you get the time, kindly visit us. It will be our privilege to invite you. And I want our students to get this opportunity, the lifelong opportunity to see you, to hear you. So thank you so much, sir, from the entire Parul University. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, sir.